Good evening, everyone. I am Juliana, a violinist of Manila Symphony Junior Orchestra and your MC for today. Welcome to the MSJO International Masterclass Series 2021. This series is a program of Manila Symphony Junior Orchestra in cooperation with Standard Insurance that aims to nurture and promote the Filipino musical talent and give them opportunities to shine in the international stage. To give us more insights into this wonderful program, may I call on the Director and Principal Conductor of MSJO, Sir Jeffrey Solares.
Hello, thank you for joining us in this masterclass series. This is the second masterclass we've had today. Early this morning, we had the violinist Iskandar Wijaja join us and teach three of our violinists. And today, at this time, we are very, very privileged to have a violist, a Filipino violist who is currently based in Brazil. GERRY Barona. GERRY was my student when he was in Cebu. I was also working there as part of the Salvador and Pilar Sala Foundation when we were trying to develop the first symphony orchestra outside of Metro Manila. He was one of our scholars. I started teaching him the violin, but after a year, I convinced him to shift to viola, which he agreed to. And after that, he took it upon himself to really excel in that instrument. We had featured him. He was a teenager then in several concerts, and he decided to pursue further studies in the United States, and then to pursue his profession as an orchestra player and a quartet member in Brazil. And so tonight is a kind of reunion for us, no? Because we haven't seen each other in a long time, and it's really a great joy for me to see him and to witness him teach our young violists here at the Manila Symphony Junior Orchestra. Okay, so Gian, please introduce our guest.
Thank you, Sir Jeffrey. Professor Jerry Barona started his formal studies in violin and viola with Professor Jeffrey Solares as a scholar of the Salvador and Pilar Sala Foundation Incorporated. He then went to the United States for his college studies and earned a bachelor's degree from Louisiana State University as a student of viola professor Jerzy Kosmala and Professor Matthew Dallin. He also studied with Professor Attar Arad at Indiana University's Jacobs School of Music. At present, he plays for the Orchestra Filarmonica de Minas Gerais and is the violist of Quarteto Guinard in the city of Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Friends, let's all give a warm welcome to Professor Jerry Varona.
Yeah, hello. I would just like to thank the Manila Symphony Junior Orchestra and, of course, Professor Jeffrey Solares for giving me this opportunity, to teach these talented musicians, students. It's a great privilege and honor.
All right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Jerry. Gian, can you now introduce our performers?
Thank you, Sir Jerry, for the honor of having you for today's masterclass. Joining Sir Jerry tonight are MSJO violists Lance Morrison Tulagan and Julian Bernal. Lance and Julian will be accompanied on piano by Mr. Gabriel Frias. Lance Morrison Tulagan started his musical studies at age 9 as a violin student under Professor Bradrick Pineda and Professor Gina Medina Perez. In 2016, he shifted to viola and became a student of Mr. Jeffrey Solares. In 2019, he was chosen to be the solo violist of Mozart Sinfonia Concertante, performing with the Manila Symphony Orchestra at Arete Ateneo de Manila. He later joined the MSJO at the Korea Suzuki Association Summer Music Festival, where he was featured soloist at the gala concert accompanied by the KSA Teachers Orchestra and the festival's ensemble concert. In 2020, Lance was placed under the tutelage of MSO principal violist Ivan Saraza, under whose tutelage he joined and won second prize at the 2020 National Music Competitions for Young Artists, with the special distinction of being the only violist among 6 finalists in the competition. To perform Stammet's Viola Concerto in D major, Opus 1, First Movement, Cadenza by Franz Bayer, accompanied on piano by Mr. Gabriel Frias, let's all welcome Lance Tulagan.
Okay. Lance, congratulations. Can you hear me?
Up.
Okay.
Yes.
So first of all, tremendous work. I really like your playing, and I think for this master class, I was thinking about what would be the most helpful thing, to do for you guys, and I think I will go for showing how I would practice things, and then I will share it to you, and then you decide later on whether it works for you or not. I think that's the most helpful thing. And also, I'm gonna talk a lot about character, about style, which I think you already, it's clear that you understand the music, you understand what it takes to play the music stylistically appropriate, and actually, I think that it will be kind of, on my part, it would be a bit sort of petty or nitpicky if I poke too much on your work, but it's very good. Apart from things that you of course we get nervous when we play and we miss certain notes. It's not important. The most important thing is the character and the style, which you do very well. Having said that, I'm gonna start nitpicking a little bit. Okay, so in the beginning. You know it already, right? But I urge you to do more. So it's like, actually the orchestra part goes on forever. So it's like the audience already is like, is there gonna be a soloist at all? So you have to make sure that when you enter, well, not at first, but you grow, right? You grow. So and then here, do more. More. It's like, here I am. I urge you to watch, sopranos singing, or the divas. they don't care, and when they enter, you know that they enter. You know that, oh, this is the time. So this is the time here. When you see that chord there, 4 strings. So it's like. You wanna try it again?
Okay.
Okay. Great. No, yeah, you did it. You did it. And of course, we're coming to my next point, which are these octaves. It's, everybody knows uh, this concerto for me is so strange because it doesn't sound overly virtuosic, like it's not like playing something like Paganini. He writes the hardest things to play in the viola, like these octaves, and I don't think I've never encountered a fingering that works 100%. Any fingering has its drawbacks, but I practice it slowly. I'm sure you do too, and use not a metronome, but a tuner, and you tune the fundamental notes, which are the lower notes, of the octave. So you tune this, and then you tune this, one by one, and very slowly, like. And until you get it, and how I do it is like, it's kind of a bit boring, because you repeat it up to such a point that you will never make a mistake. You know what I mean? You repeat it 10 times and you have it 10 times. We're human, of course we're gonna make mistakes, but this, I think it helps, to repeat it. Your muscles will gain that memory. And don't allow yourself to make a mistake, don't allow one time to make a mistake. Just, start over, and be mindful of those shifts. I think the shifts are important, to feel the shifts. That's the other one. We don't have to go through it. It's, we know that it's a hard thing to do, and you do it well. You do it well. And that brings me to my other point. It's a general point. I feel like you are being pushed. You sound pushed. Take your time. Just calm down. You have all the time in the world, right? But let's keep going. Those are some things. The next thing is this, measure. I don't know what measure it is, but I will play it for you. I believe that this should be stopped, instead of because if you were a soprano, you need the power. You're going up, and vocally, when you go up, you have to exert more force. You don't go. So my suggestion, of course, you can do whatever you want, but I suggest. And then next, 2 points, okay? That's one. And then take your time. You have all the time in the world. This, this jump. What I felt you were doing was like, I gotta go up there, No, it's just the orchestra is like doing. They're gonna go with you, like, no problem, no big deal. You're just, you wanna try from, I don't know, anywhere before that. Great. No, that one, it feels good to me, And of course, this one, you can practice it, but it feels better, it feels singing. It didn't work this time, but it's because it's a new thing, let's just take that into consideration. But would you like to do it slowly one time? just to see from the where you did that part. It's good. Excellent. It sounds great to me this way, you know, without the. It's weird. It loses the strength, you know. Okay, moving on. These are just the nitpicky things, you know, very small things that might make your playing better. So moving on, I have, oh yeah, this one. Take your time. It's a different character. I think it will work. You know, again, the orchestra has 8 notes. They will follow you. And cantabile, the most singing. You know, Maria Callas, you know. And then point number 2 in this one is different character here. All of a sudden, it's, you know, I don't know, marcato, you know. So I'm gonna play again just to. You understand?
Yes,
Let's try anywhere you want before that. Excellent. Yeah, one try and you got it. You understand the music, you know, and that's great. It's good that you know what the music is all about. This is, for me, this works amazingly. You just have to talk to your conductor, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna take time here, so, you know, you better be with me, you know. And the next point, this one, it's another, it's like when you're going up and then it loses, it softens, you know, it's like a downer. This, everything is stopped, like not, you know. It's like the most extroverted singer that you can be, you know, because this music, you know, classical music, it's mostly a simulation of vocal music, you know. It's from the tradition, it's from the operatic tradition, Monteverdi, you know, all these guys there, Italian. So think like a singer, you know. You're singing, you're simulating, you're playing the viola, of course, no? But you have to always think in terms of a singer. Most of the time you're the soprano, you know. Sometimes you become the tenor or the baritone, but most of the time you are the star, you're the diva. So, you know, I don't know your fingering, but at some point you should have a stopped finger on there, you know. I suggest my fingering is, you know, I just always shift with my first finger on the C sharp, you know. If you want to try, slowly first. Yeah, this one you shift again, you know. Shift on the C sharp with the first finger. All right, I suggest this, you know. No need to play it now. It's just, you know, character-wise, stylistically speaking, I think it's more appropriate than doing a what you call it, harmonic moving on, because we're kind of running out of time. You did this whole development section well. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. I think the only thing that I can say, where was that? Yeah, this you know, this business with a hold on. It's hard, you know. It's hard to make the notes speak, but I suggest you practice with open strings, you know. It helps because you divide the tasks, because our brain works this way. And I'm talking to everybody about this, you know, in the way I learned pieces or anything actually in general is I cut them in sections, because if you present your brain with so much information at once, it's gonna end up forgetting everything. You know what I mean? So you cut them in sections and you do it slowly. Slow practice will net you faster progress, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, when you practice slowly, it feels like, oh man, I'm not covering enough ground, but actually you are. You know, you're playing better. You know, so it's hard. This fifth, right? It's pretty hard. But yeah, this one, try to make all the notes speak. Next one is on the third page. You know, I don't know if we have the same edition, but tuning. I would like to talk about tuning for everyone, basically. So the way you tune double stops, it's like this. You analyze the piece, right? You look at the score. You make a harmonic analysis, and you determine what kind of chords are these, you know? So what is this chord, you know, for instance? We're playing, I believe, based on what I know about music in general, I believe we're playing a D major, and we're playing the fifth and the third, right? How do I tune this? I put the tuner, not that, you know, the tuner is not the God, you know, we don't follow it. It's a tool. So I tune the A because it's the fifth, you know, and in the harmonic series you have octave, and then the fifth is the third most important note in the overtone series. So it's the most stable, right? A perfect fifth is perfect because it's stable, supposedly. So you tune that, and then you put the F sharp on top of that, which is below it, you know? And then the next chord, what is this next chord? Can you tell me? This is a G major, right? And you tune the G, right? Because it's the fundamental. And then you put the B on top of it. So you're progressing in this way. And you go next is this chord is a bit tricky. It looks like it's, I don't know, A minor, but it's not A minor. It's a D7. Like if you look at the score, and if you have enough experience in music, you will know that it's a D7 going to a G. So it's like a 505 going to 5, 505 going to 5, because it's trying to establish a different tonal center. You know what I mean? Do you do your theory? I hope you're doing your theory. It's important. It's important. This is this is very, like, it goes hand in hand with our playing. Like when we play music, we always have to know the music, what's going on. You know, the gears. Like you have a watch and you gotta know what the gears are doing in there. This is where it comes in. Okay, so you tune the A, you tune the G, and here, what is the most important note in the D7 chord? I think it's an A, right? Because it's the fifth of the D. So you tune that. And you tune the G there. Would you like to try again? I think you will be in tune, more in tune now. It's a hard passage. It's better now. Let's try to hear it, if you don't mind. I forgot the pianist's name. I'm sorry. Can you kindly accompany him just to check the intonation? Fantastic. Yeah, you got it right. It's amazing. It's super easy to relay information and share ideas with you because you do it instantly. But this is what you do for anything. You know, when you play, you always have to know your role in the chord. You know, and you adjust accordingly. Most of the time, as violists, we are the third of the chord, like in orchestras. You know, so we are more flexible, depending. Okay, moving on. Yes, this one. This is important. It comes hand in hand with what I said before of taking your time because the orchestra will be with you. They are your support. You know, they will not leave you behind. It's this thing. Let me see. Hold on. Take your time because you're. Don't panic. You know. Something like that. You want to try maybe from fa la sol da 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 pa pa pa. Okay. Take more time because it's not sounding. You know, it's I'm exaggerating, of course, but and then like let's do an exercise now. You stop at that chord. You know, just stop there and don't play anything else. Yeah, feel that chord. Feel that chord. Yeah, enjoy that chord. Once again. Dum, ba, dum, pum, pum, pum. And try to play it with the best sound that you can make. Go ahead. Yeah. So, you know, think of it as like you have a comma right after this chord. Like there's a fermata, you know? Think of it in this way for a while, you know, and then you put the things together, all right? That's another, but you'll work on it on your own, right? Because we gotta keep going, keeping track of time here. All of this is fine, all of this is fine. Yeah, everything is fine. Very good, very good, very good. Now, cadenza. I had trouble finding your cadenza. Is this by any chance the cadenza that Stamitz himself wrote? I'm not sure.
It's written
Do you
by
know?
Franz Beer. Franz Beer.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I see. Yeah, because I was trying to find it online, and nobody had it online, and I finally got the PDF, and I love this cadenza. It makes perfect sense, you know. But you play it amazingly, okay? Great job, really fantastic. But now I would like to encourage you to have bigger ideas because right now it sounds very choppy, you know, like I got this idea, I got this idea. Think of bigger lines, bigger chunks, you know. And how do we do that? How do we determine the chunks? Again, you know, harmonically, you look at the piece, you see, you know, where it's going. So basically, it's like Homer's Odyssey, you know, Odysseus. He goes, you know, he leaves home. You know, home is the tonic, and in our case, it's D major, right? He leaves home. Let's just say Troy is the dominant, you know, let's just say that. So he goes there, he tries his best to go home, but it's hard, you know, it's hard. He just, you know, goes totally bonkers with his itinerary. So this is the story of this cadenza, you know. The guy leaves home and he regrets it immediately. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, where am I, you know? And this is like, okay, so for me, the first punctuation, the first period, as in a sentence, you know, is this A major that we have in the. That's the one from the beginning to that part. This is the chunk. No, so try not to, even though there are fermatas on D major chords, just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. So if you don't mind, I'll just demonstrate, it's easier. And then you breathe there, you know? It's like you take a deep breath and then you talk. And then you stop there. Would you like to try? Excellent, excellent. It's just excellent. You know, I have no words. The only thing, maybe, I know you have a forte there. You know the how is that? Excuse me. You know, I wouldn't presume to be better than Bayer or whoever, but I would. That for me, you can reserve the intensity. You know, not so loud yet, because what happens here is there's an interruption. You know. You know, it's interrupting himself. It's like, oh, but what about that? You know, so. I'm exaggerating here, but you know what I mean? The mezzo forte for me is actually more intense than the forte. So the forte may be, I don't know, mezzo forte, and then the mezzo forte itself is forte. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, but this one, the last note. It's like you say something but you regret it, you know. Oh, you know. You know, this is the and then we're going to the next sentence, which for me, it goes from, you know, now we are clearly in A major, right? So A, and imagine yourself here. I would, because there's a word here. I don't know if you have it in your edition. I think it's French. It's French. I don't know. Somebody who speaks French in the please help me out. But rester, I googled it. You know, I googled it, and it said it means stay, to stay. So I interpreted it as something like, you know, try to imagine yourself being accompanied actually here. So it's more regular, you know. It reminds me kind of the, you know, the fourth movement of Beethoven's Third. You know that? Have you played that? It's like before the coda or something like that. You have this. And there's a clarinet going. You know, try to imagine yourself playing on top of this clarinet. You're being accompanied. Boom. Yeah, so you're, you know, imagine. Sorry. And yeah, that's one first point, okay? The second point, excuse me. This piano, I think you can do it, you know. I think it needs it there because I noticed that you actually did a crescendo, which is fine. It's fine, all right? It does feel like it's asking for that, but cadenzas for me are a great opportunity to play piano, soft dynamics, you know, because you don't have to scream on top of the orchestra. So you have to seduce. You have to seduce your listeners. Like, listen to me. When you do a pianissimo here, like a soft dynamic, the people are gonna be like, what's he? You know, this is a great opportunity here. If you want to try it, you know, of course, you can decide later. So, what did I do? You want to try? Okay, more. Yeah, more. I think you can even go less. You know, like in a good hall, it's gonna sound really sweet. This you're winking. You know, this should be the. And then you can go again and grow, you know. So this is the perfect moment for you to go down, piano again. Okay, nice. I would I would encourage you to do more. Okay, Professor Jeffrey Solares said, "Rester means remain, to stay." Probably, actually, it means don't shift. He thinks. I see. I see. Like okay. So don't shift, like, you know, position wise. Okay, but you know, it also works. You know, I think I like that. Here, there's an oasis of regularity. You know, because it's so crazy, and then all of a sudden, pop, 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 there's a clarinet going in the background. You know what I mean? So let's go again. Let's go again. Try a real pianissimo now. You're alone. There's no orchestra there. Try to invite your listeners. Hey, come listen to my story. And then just continue. Let's keep going after that. Okay, thanks. It's beautiful. You have a beautiful tone. I like your playing. Just restating what I've said about bigger ideas, because if you chop the ideas too much, it's like when you say, I don't know, like it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Superman. It's like it's very it's very dismembered. And here, the it's a big idea. So coming from the A major, the start of the A major, up to, I think, when he goes to D minor, which is the parallel minor of D major. So this is actually where you stop. I think it's just more interesting when things are, when things are bigger, because the audience understands better what you're doing. So if you don't mind, I will try to demonstrate. You understand? He's angry now. It's like, where's my house, dude? It's like, and he's like desperate. So you don't stop here, because you lose the energy. You keep going. So. And he's like resigned there, like, yeah, I'm lost, man. I'm lost. Try from this thing. Yeah, it makes more sense, as an audience member. Like, it's like, oh yeah, that's what you're trying to say. For me, what you did, of course, is completely relevant. I mean, cadenzas are a very personal thing, and I'm again talking to everybody. I urge you to write your own cadenzas. Because it's an opportunity to be creative. The composer is giving you free license to just do whatever. And I hope you study your theory, because then you will write better cadenzas also. You know what I mean? So let's keep going, Lance. We're almost to the end. Just go from there. Mi, ha, da, 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 ba, da, 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 da. Yeah, good, good. I love your technique. It's awesome. It's very fireworks. You know, it's pretty awesome. Right now, I'm gonna say something that is not very obvious, which is because he puts a fermata on that quarter rest, you know, and then you're led to believe that you're supposed to pause for a long time, but in fact, I believe that you should pause, but not so much. You know what I mean? Because there's a surprise there. This chord there is very special. If you play it, if you wait too much to play it, you will lose the context in which it is a surprise. You know, it's like what I said. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's what is it? You know, and then we say Superman. It's like, okay, you just said Superman. What for? What? You know, it's like you gotta connect it because contrapuntally speaking, you have, you know, you go from the third inversion of F major. You have the E flat, and look where it goes contrapuntally. It goes E flat, D, D flat, C. You know, I'm talking about D, D flat. But no, we're not going to second inversion of F major, you know. We're going to, what is that chord? This is an A, first inversion A major. From F, you know, it's like, mind blown. You know, it's like you gotta show that. You gotta show that. It's far, far away. I think so. I gotta ask a theory. It sounds far away, you know? It's like the guy who's looking for his house and he's like, fell from a cliff. That's how it sounds, you know? It's like, so you want to try from E flat. Really quickly, I remember I told you about cadenzas being a great opportunity to play softly. This is another one. It's amazing. It sounds what is that chord, huh? Yeah, it's a deceptive cadence. It's B flat major in D minor. You know, it's like. Haha, you know, it's like, whoa, surprise. Play it as soft, as not soft, I would not say soft. I would say It's the sweetest sound that you can create. You know. I don't know if you can hear it through the Zoom, you know, but I'm trying to play really soft, you know, and like velado is a velvet. It's like, you know, there's cloth on your strings. Let's try really quickly. Continue. Continue. Thanks. But we gotta go. I gotta keep going. Great, great. What was I gonna say? Let's talk about these pizzas. They are the same chord, right? It's D major. These two chords, and then. So first inversion, I would say would be characterized as being softer. It's more unstable because you have the third in the bottom. You know what I mean? So I would suggest, in terms of interpretation, to break this chord, this first chord. So break it. It's soft, you know. It's like, oh, is that my house? Is that really my house? And then he's a little more sure the next time. And here, it is my house, you know. And then you're home now, so you can go running because you're like, oh, damn, I'm at home, you know. You know. So you wanna try that from the first one. Yeah. Yes. Great. Awesome. You played wonderfully. Thank you so much, Lance. It's fantastic. I'm very impressed.
Thank you po.
Okay. All right. I think, wow. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Lance. Let's give a round of applause to Lance. And wow, good. And thank you, GJ, also our pianist. Okay. Before we go to our next performer, I'd like to greet some friends here who joined us at Zoom, and these are kababata ni Jerry from Cebu. They're all here. Can you open your videos? Jerry, if you like, you can put your gallery view in your Zoom so you see everybody.
Hi,
Nino.
Hello, Maria. Oh, Melissa.
Hello!
Ngayon na.
Ayan, pati sa Dipolog. Yan, si Misha. Oh.
Bakit? Naka-disable yung video ko.
Adrian, Ninyo.
Jer,
Misha,
nakita na ako, Jer.
Nigel, Joseph.
Aga, makita ta sa Mandawi ron ha.
Nin, ipakita yung mga kagwapo, Nin!
Kumusta mo?
Intermission
Makita na tapos Bonifacio, Gar.
number.
Hi, Jer!
All
Oh my
right.
gosh!
No, long
Jerry
time no
kasi
see.
walang Facebook, kaya they're all
Ikaw.
excited to see you. You don't have Facebook.
Yes.
Oh, I think I'll
Okay.
I'll
Sige.
reinstate my Facebook just to have you.
Yes!
Yes.
Thank you, Jer. See you around.
See
Jer,
see
thank you. It was great. Awesome, Jer. See you.
Okay. Okay. Sige. Thank you guys for joining us, and I think we're ready to proceed to the next to our second performer. Can we introduce him now, Juliana?
All right, for our next participant, we have Julian Bernal. He is currently a grade 12 student at the Philippine High School for the Arts. He studied under Professor Jeffrey Solares before transferring under the mentorship of Professor Ivan Saraza. Julian joined the Manila Symphony Junior Orchestra as a violist in 2016 and has performed both as a member of the orchestra and as a soloist chamber musician in various places in the Philippines and around the world. Julian has also co-facilitated music workshops and composed works for various instruments, and in 2020 he served as musical director and produced the sound design and music for Tinig Tingala, a contemporary musical theater piece. Julian's recent achievements include being a semi-finalist for the 2020 National Music Competitions for Young Artists Junior Strings category, and being accepted into both the Longy School of Music of Bard College in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York. To play the first movement of the Viola Concerto in G minor by Cecile Forsyth, accompanied on piano by Mr. Gabriel Frias, here is Julian Bernal.
very good. It's very good. Tremendous work, right? It's a gigantic piece, and it demands so much. Being a English romantic piece that it is. It's like and it's very good. It's very good. Lots of good things. One thing that I should say though, I felt, subjectively from hearing your video and now hearing you live, it's too easy. Like you make things look too easy, It's like I don't know if you are familiar with romantic, the romantic literature or the philosophies that prevailed during that time. It's like it's a lot of cult of the hero, cult of sensibility. It's like it's kind of appropriate that we come now to Cecil Forsyth from Stamets, who was an era before this. So people went from looking at the stars, scientific and everything, looking at the stars to looking inside themselves. It became more subjective. So it's like what Kierkegaard said once, that who cares about the stars? Who cares if the universe is in order? Like I am suffering. I myself, like I feel my suffering. It's a more subjective kind of thing. And like in the beginning, can you hear me? All right? Is okay? Yeah. So you can play this like you did, like it's and it's nice, like. But I think the right attitude is, the bow is slow. The bow is like stuck on the string, So it's more like. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. Here I am. It's more like, oh man, I gotta tell you a story. It was really tough, It's like, and then. So try to vibrate more intensely, and you can practice that, when you're doing scales, you can practice constant vibration. So you can do that at home, right? You gotta train your hand to be, to do this kind of intense vibratos. And I suggest, it doesn't have to be this way, but to have more intensity, because if you go up the string, it's gonna encourage you to put, more strain on because if you do, you can do it too this way. It's just a suggestion, And you have all the time in the world. No one is bothering you there. It's like the orchestra just does a and then you go and you're alone. You're alone. You can do, you can be as slow as you want, take your time. Yeah, you want to try from the beginning? Okay, okay, yeah, it's better. It's better. I just want to look at your octave. So, like I told Lance, you practice in that way, slowly. And I would do 2 notes per bow here, without counting the repeated notes, So I'm gonna. And you repeat this. And feeling all the shifts, The shifts are the things in between the notes are the things that are you gotta pay attention. You want to try this way, like really slowly, note per, 2 notes per bow. Again. Good. Okay, you want to try now in tempo, and try to play. To take your time. Because there's this. But just take your time. And silence. Keep going.
Do I keep going?
Yeah, sorry. I wanted you to continue. Great. The octaves are, the second set of octaves. They are fantastic. Good job. You got it from just thinking about the first one, and then you applied it to the second set of octaves. Great. Now the moderato. From what you played, it felt that it was a bit stuck, because you already got the introduction. It's like, oh man, I gotta tell you this story. This is the introduction. And now he's gonna try to tell the story. So a bit more in tempo. I know that the orchestra has, just tremolos. They're not really doing anything. But try to imagine that there's like a regular pulse coming from the background, So I would say, I don't know, 100 per click, so. It's a more regular, a bit more agitated, it's a angst, it's like, it's very English, I must say, and I'm gonna tell, what my opinion again about English music is that I really don't believe that the English understood the romantic ethos, this brooding. That's a German kind of thing, I think, maybe French also. But the British, they were more, they have always been more pragmatic, more scientific, more rational, And so when you hear English music, it's like they are overcompensating. I see this in Walton here in Forsyth, and Elgar, who is like, I think the same time as Forsyth. There's a lot of sentimentality. It's very sentimental, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing because we have the opportunity to really, You want to try a bit more? more regular, with a pulse behind you. Fantastic. It's for me, it's a subjective thing. I love it this way. And he even writes moderato, so give or take 100 per click, so it's great this way. Just, work on your vibrato, more intense, you're telling a sad, not even sad, it's a grievous story. It's like, you read something from the period, something like Dostoevsky, or I don't know, Stendhal, or anything. Like, you will soon understand the kind of ethos, the kind of atmosphere that you're supposed to create. So here, I want to talk about this a little bit. These are, try to do it's like, because it's a lot of freedom, there's a lot of freedom, but try to give the audience something to latch on to, you understand? Because it's so free that sometimes they don't have floor anymore. It's hard to understand language wise. So here I suggest doing this, a bit more or less in tempo. Sorry. Instead of, do you understand? And take your time, molto allargando, molto. So, you know what I mean? Let's try. Fantastic. That for me makes more sense, and you don't put pressure on yourself to and make mistakes. So, and take your time. And I would say even more, because molto allargando plus these accents, which are not necessarily, it's like vibrato. You understand? It's great. You're getting everything really quickly. It's incredible. Let's try again from 2 after B, and then let's continue. Okay? Stop. It's great. It's great. You did the same thing from what I said about, and then you applied it here. I have no words. It's you catch everything quickly, and just one thing, practice this shift, so that you'd never make that mistake, This, how I practice this is I shift with my first finger, actually. most shifts happen with the first finger. So here, I believe I shift to an F sharp. And then the third finger is just, you understand? Slowly at home, you know? And then, so, yeah? Would you like to try to shift? Very, very, this thing. Slowly, slowly. Ah, I see. I understand. You're using your fourth finger, right? Okay. I suggest, no need to do it. I suggest third finger because subjectively, my pinky is really, it's weak. You know, I've been working on it all these years to make it stronger, but you know, we do what we can. And here, I would use. And you can vibrate as much as you want also, you know? If you want. Let's try it. Slowly. Yeah, no, yeah. So you work on that at home, you know, you can pick and choose. It really doesn't matter. The main idea is to hit that B flat with all the surety in the world, you know. I'm never gonna miss that again, you know. You gotta train your. But this thing, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Just be patient, you know. Be patient. Practice slowly, you know, every day, slowly. And then 2 after C. I believe it's. I believe you land with the piano there. So ba 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 dee dum. Because I believe you played right after, you know, like, and then you're together with the piano there, right? So you have to catch him. The orchestra is the soloist, and then you. You wanna try from, I don't know, 1 before C, maybe? Yes, good. No, it's good. I see your expression. You're like, oh, I didn't like it. No, but it's great. It's great. Now you caught the piano. It's better, you know. But the next thing that I want to say is, once you get up there and you're hitting it pretty consistently, it's good, you know. Stay there. It's like, you know, it's not every day that you get to shift an octave like that. You know. You know, and take your time. Take your time. Everything, take your time. We live in a world that is like accelerating beyond our control. So music is the one of the few bastions of, you know, you can take your time, man. You know, it's fine. It's fine. So. And he died. Okay, try from C sharp. Let's go on. Continue, please. Thanks, Gigi. Yeah. Is it? Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about this part. This part, again, together with what I said from the beginning, it's too easy. It's too easy. You're I don't know. You're using your entire bow, which is, it's a great thing to be able to do that. But I think the right attitude is more like, a heavier bow and a more intense vibrato. It's a workout, this piece, but it is what it is. And this 16th rest, think of it as a breath mark instead of a rest. It's not. No, it's like you're continuing your dialogue, and yeah, just heavier. It doesn't have to be slower, but the feeling, the feeling that your bow weighs a ton. You understand? And because right now it kind of sounds like an Irish jig, with the triplets going. It's like. So it's like. A lot of drama. Nothing is easy. Nothing is easy. Let's try. Try to use like just half of your bow, Good. No, I didn't want to stop. I was enjoying your playing. You got it. You understood it. It's incredible how you guys you seem to read my mind. It's almost automatic. What I say is like, oh yeah, sure. That's. Thank you. It's great. It's great. Let's keep going. So again, let's start from your entrance and let's keep going.
Sorry, sir.
Oh,
from
okay.
Where?
Yes. From your entrance. Sorry. Let's start from your entrance again and keep going. Awesome. It's fantastic. Just a few words, So now I'm glad you recognize the change. It's a different section here. Again, it's more cantabile, And now it's the opposite of what we were doing with the concentrated bow. Now you're free to, use everything and more intense vibrato. Yes, now it's freer. It's more singing, and then here, there's an ascending configuration, you know, this. So you have to intensify each time. So first time, maybe reserve a little bit, you know, this. More. The most. Sorry, yeah, it's out of tune, but you get the idea, right? Like, just, you know, let it go, let it go. From that part, cantabile. Thank you. It's way better now. And I encourage you, the more you can give, the better. You also, you know, you lift your viola. Yeah, just explode. It's a great moment there. We're running out of time, unfortunately. So I would like to skip ahead. Maybe just to give you some pointers, because everything that we've discussed up to now, you can apply to the, you know, to the other part, the recap and coda, you know. So just a word of advice on K, L, M, you know, all of this entire part here. Go slowly. I keep repeating it, but I stand by it. It really works. You know, the brain is it's slow. You know, we have an imperfect apparatus. So go 2 notes per bow. You know, it's like. That's, you know, exhibit A, the exhibit 1. The next one is. Do you understand what I mean? And by the end of this thing, you're already warmed up, you know, so you can do this, you know, waiting for orchestra rehearsal or something. You just go, I don't know what. You know, and it goes for everything, including the 16th notes. You know what I mean? And making sure that everything is in tune, you know? Like this fifth is I know. And make sure that this is in tune. Yeah, you get the idea, right? Slow practice. And you extract these things in your practice when you have a hard time with the passage. Always just isolate the passage and make exercises with it, like this, you know. So what are you working on while you're doing this? You're working on your bow, you know. You're working on flat bow, even bow, parallel to the bridge, everything, you know. And you're working on intonation as well. So there are a lot of things, you know, you can do with just this, and like it improves you greatly. Just taking the time to digest things like that. No, don't be afraid to take things slowly. The world, you know, you just leave them. They can go ahead. It's all right. It's all right. Just take your time, you know. And the cadenza, like I said, like I told Lance, you can write your own. You know, it's a very personal thing. But if you would like, I will give advice like this octaves. It's hard. You know. Yeah, it's that's a hard part. You can do the same thing, And you're alone there, so you can take your time. It doesn't have to be in tempo. So here. So it's take your time. Take your time. These octaves, they can wait. Oh, one more thing. This chord. It's a deceptive cadence. I think. What chord is that? A flat. Yeah, A flat from G. So it's like a flat 2 actually, if you think about it. Or deceptive cadence if the first is the C, I don't know. But this relation, 1, 2, it's like in pop music, when they wanna modulate, they just do it like without preparation. It's like it's this. So try to take time there. Do a ritenuto. I don't know. Yeah, it's significant, Stress that. Would you like to do a little bit? Just to have a feel. Okay, more. Each note, I think so. Again? No, you'll get there, yeah? Practice that slowly, and you don't have to go, It's not Paganini, Yeah, it's hard. I understand. I understand completely. But you will get it, You're so talented, both of you. I'm so impressed. And I think I gotta end here, but I would like to say a few things, to everyone. Thank you, Julian. It's fantastic work, and to Lance as well. Thank you for working on these pieces. I know it's hard, it's really hard. Hey. Lance, bravo, Julian. Very good work, very good work. And now I would just like to, about being a musician, being artistry. Just to close. I have 5 minutes or something. I was just, that you guys have theory. You study music, and you try to learn as much as you can. This is good, and you should continue doing this. Because being a musician is not just, of course we have to play the notes, we have to master, notes, and it takes up a lot of our time, of course, but I think it will help you a lot if you become more humanists, and what I mean about this is you read more, read the literature, especially literature surrounding your pieces, So like if you're playing Stamitz, maybe you read Voltaire or something like that, I don't know. And then if you're playing Forsyth, you read, Rousseau or I don't know, Dostoevsky. It helps. It helps you understand, because we are it's being a musician. It's we have to also be kind of archaeologists or historians, scientists. It's an all-encompassing discipline. So I encourage everyone to be more of a humanist, try as much as you can, of course, within the time constraints that we have these days. And good job. I'm so impressed. I'm so honored to give this masterclass. Excellent, fantastic job, and congratulations to Professor Jeffrey Solares and your teachers, all the teachers past and present.
Yes, their teacher now is, I taught them before, but now, since last year, they're under Ivan, teacher Ivan Sarasa.
Yeah,
So
congratulations
he's
to
watching.
Professor Ivan. Yeah,
He's
great.
watching in YouTube. Yes, Jerry, thank you for being here, joining us. In our Zoom, we have two orchestras already. It's not just MSJO. I think the entire Peace Philharmonic Philippines Cebu Youth Symphony Orchestra strings are all here with us. May I ask everyone to open your video? Makita tayo ni Jerry. The whole, everyone, MSJO, and PPP here. Okay, yung mga matatandang mukha, mga PPP yan, no? Okay, so this is a very, very nice experience. For me personally, it's two chapters of my life converging here tonight. As you know, in the early part of my life, I was in Cebu. I was there for 8 years. I taught the Cebu Youth Symphony Orchestra and the Peace Philharmonic Philippines. And then in 2005, I moved back to Manila and joined the PPO at first, and then MSO later, no? And then we had the MSJO. So these are two orchestras. I'm very, very proud of all of you. And now we see someone like Jerry achieve, no, in the international stage. He was in the USA. He was part of the World Youth Orchestra, and then studied with the great teachers, and then also now moved to Brazil as part of a professional orchestra. So these are things that you can look forward to. See, Julian, he's going to study in the States. Tama ba, Julian? So maybe after 20 years from now, you'll be the one giving a master class here. Okay, the si Lance then will also be a soloist, or I don't know what you will do with your lives, but this is, I hope, a great experience to be here with the MSJO, learning together and being a family. As you know, we remain a family all our lives, no? So kaya nga ganito. So now we're still close to each other kahit magkakalayo na tayo. Yan. So thank you very much for being here. And Jerry, you had a lot of input to all our musicians. I'm sure they learned a lot. Kung sinong may tanong sa inyo, it's now the time to do a little bit of question and answer with our guest. Okay, who has questions?
Yes, please.
Meron ba? Anything. My Zoom is strange. The only thing I see right now is my own face. Okay, I don't see anybody else. But I hope you're all there. There is a multo in my Zoom the whole day. Okay, so but please feel free to speak. If there's anybody who likes to have a question from anybody, from the orchestra MSJO or from the PPP, CYSO. Andyan ba kayo?
Hi Jerry, kumusta?
Hi, Nige.
Kumusta? Jer,
Kumusta?
how many inches yung viola mo? Ang laki ng tunog.
This viola, in centimeters, I think it's 43. It's a big one. It's not the normal viola that I use. I use a smaller one in orchestra just to make it easier for me. I think this sounds better. That's why I use it at home and in the quartet. But it's a big one for me. It's uncomfortable. But I'm getting a new one done, which is slightly smaller than this. But yeah, 43.
Okay. Ha? May iba-ibang size yung viola eh. Sa violin, isang standard size lang. Okay, may tanong pa tayo. Kumusta dyan, Jer, sa Brazil? Is it winter? What is it there? How is it like?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
We're coming into winter almost. Winter starts in June, I believe, but we're already having colder climate. It's very weird. It's like it's shifting. You know, the winter is shifting more and more towards May.
Wow. And so, how is your? Or I know how are the orchestras there? Are you open? Do you have concerts? What's happening these days?
Yes, the orchestra that I play in, we are having performances, but we don't have public audience. We broadcast it live on YouTube as well. They have a channel. I never checked it regularly, but it's where we post our live concerts, performances.
Okay. So it's like everyone else.
Yeah, basically.
But how about COVID? Is it?
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. How about COVID? Is there a lot of? Do you have a lot of cases in Brazil?
Oh yeah, no. I think we are either second or third in the world apparently. So it's pretty bad, you know.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people and a lot of poverty, so it's to be expected, you know. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. Any question from our soloists, from our featured students, Julian or Lance? Do you have anything else to ask?
I have a question po. Can you
Yes.
hear me? Do you have any advice, sir, on music students who in the Philippines want to study abroad or who are going to study abroad for college? Like,
Yeah. My advice is pretty straightforward. I think it's something that I wish I had done when I was there, and it's to take advantage of every moment. You know, it's a tremendous opportunity. So you gotta take everything in, you know, and cherish every moment. When I was there, it was very difficult because of I was struggling financially, but I got lucky in the end. You know, someone helped me, so it was interesting, you know, but also very enlightening because you get exposed to different ideas, different ways of looking at things, and this I think is very important. You know, if you travel a little bit, you get to broaden to expand your worldview basically.
thank you, sir. Obrigado.
And
Right.
good luck there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Sino pa? Lance, do you have a question?
I have no questions.
You have no question. Yeah. A man of few words. So, okay, guys, you know the MSJO, if you like, you can, if you don't have any questions, you can go. It's a bit late now for you. We've been here since this morning. We had a masterclass early this morning, MSJO. But maybe we should have a photo first, everybody. Can we take a photo?
Lapit tayo, lapis.
Okay. Unfortunately, I really don't see anything in my screen except myself.
Who can do the screenshot? EJ? Kaya?
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. Okay. Thank you po.
Okay na daw.
Sir Jeff, ganina rami nagpicture dire.
Talaga?
Ang mga taga-Cebu. Ganina ra na picture.
You know, I can let the MSJO go now, but the ones in Cebu, if you like to have a little reunion, a few minutes with Jerry, you can stay.
Let's go! Come on!
Okay, MSJO, see you next week. Yeah, the ones from Cebu, because this is very rare opportunity that we are together, no? That you see each other.
Yeah. Wala.
Kasi Nino is even there.
Oh.
Yeah, Nino is there.
Bisaya, Bisaya na, Jer. Bisaya na. Ay, nagpag-in-English, Jer.
Bisaya na, wala na.
Hindi na mag-Bisaya.